The 2025 FIA World Endurance Championship starts here. The road to the 24 Hours of Le Mans begins with 1,812 kilometres of Qatar, 10-hour enduro marathon. A great opportunity to see some of the world's biggest motoring manufacturers, some of the biggest drivers racing head-to-head over great length.
Drivers, start your engines!
Tom Christensen, 9-time Le Mans winner, wins the green flag, waving the national colours. Qatari rally driver Saeed Al Hadri, a mere 19 Middle Eastern Rally Championships under his belt. We are ready to race in Qatar. 335 laps, 10 hours. We are going. Look at the Ferrari immediately from row 2 of the grid. That's Nick Nielsen trying to get alongside his teammate. The 51 car, James Collado, the pole sitter. The Fred cars are side by side. They run out wide. Collado keeps his nose in front, and the third place Blue Alpine ahead of the gold of the first of the Cadillacs. Earl Bamber started fourth on the grid. Has he made it through? It looks, in fact, it's the BMW third. So that is Kevin Magnussen. Good, clean start, but the Ferrari's already showing. And drama, bits flying off. One of the Peugeots was on the dirt, and one of the caddies has dropped right back. The number 12 car down to 11th place. Will Stevens getting shuffled out in the first couple of corners. It's Ferrari 1, 2, 3 wide behind the BMW for 4th place.
As we look back at the restart of this race and how feisty it was between the two Ferraris going into turn 1, Collado hangs onto that just about and just politely squeezed his teammate wide. It was a risky move there and a decisive move from the car we're on board with, but was just ran out of room. You can see it there. Actually, I think there was a little bit of contact. Well, it's contact all round, wasn't there? So yeah, that's how Will Stevens on the left-hand side lost so many positions. He was hit from behind. It's this car here. It's this car here. This is the one that hits him. Look.
Right. Contact between the Peugeot and the Porsche.
Oh, it's there. It's there. Wow, yeah, so it did. Wow, quite a big piece of bodywork, actually, from the left-hand side of that Porsche.
Let's take a look at the start. There are the two McLarens. They started side by side, the orange and black cars. Lexus and Ferrari, both with a car on row 2 and row 3.
Bit of contact further back down the pack with the blue Porsche and the yellow Corvette, who muscles his way by.
And on board with the Porsche, and this.
That's on board the Mustang.
I know, that's the Mustang, you're right.
Up the inside of the Iron Dames. Way wide there.
That was Keating, yeah, getting a big moment there. Battle for 3rd place with the white on the nose. That is the BMW, and that is the car of Kevin Magnussen. Ferdy Habsburg with the all-blue Alpine right behind him.
Good move coming up here into turn 12, one of the highest speed corners on the track. Look at that commitment straight into 2nd place for the Lexus.
It is the second Lexus.
A damage.
Yeah, damage to that left front, isn't it? Well, actually the side of the car. We're going to see a replay of what's happened here. Dives down the inside, but it's a little bit too late, isn't it? Spins around the Ferrari and then gets tagged. And this isn't going to be settled until they get to the apex of turn 1. Great stuff.
And Habsburg is towing along with Bamber alongside, and we're on board in the Cadillac.
Really close on the braking. He's going to try and go around the outside, Bamber. He's going to make it stick. He's done it. If he can stay on track limits, he's done it. What a move. I reckon this was the fight that we just cut away from, the fight with himself and Kevin Magnussen down in turn. Hopefully we'll see a replay of that. This is what happened. Well, let's see on board. So he goes,
the McLaren.
Does he tag the McLaren or does he just lose the rear? Yep, gets hit.
He is 5 seconds exactly ahead of teammate Nick Nielsen, and that's a 5-second margin. And Nielsen in 2nd place is 9 seconds ahead of the battle for 3rd, which is Kevin Magnussen, Ferdy Habsburg, René Rast. Now,
full course yellow removed.
Watch Alpine!
Yes, yeah, the Alpine, the BMW is still not off the limiter.
It's not.
No, so we do see this very occasionally, the electronics glitch, and it does not release the car. So he gets going, and then suddenly he's reversing towards the cars who are right behind him, who are absolutely on full attack. Trouble for the Aston Martin and Marco Sorensen. The door is open, the wind holding it up, and the flight of the Valkyrie's door. It's come off. He was coming back to the pits rather too quickly. Not the ideal start for the new boys in Hypercar. Rubens Barrichello, there he is in fact. And, you know, that's a family album shot, isn't it? Your first view of your son in a World Championship race.
And
so that's Ben
Tuck. Past the lead here, past the lead for the Lexus. The Lexus has lit this race, back to the lead it goes.
Well, like Jose Maria Lopez was saying, the car has got speed. We've seen that with the Lexus all the way through this week so far.
Trouble still, it's the 7.
Oh dear.
Oh, just ran wide on the gravel. And does it? No, I was going to say, does that hit the barrier? But no, through the gravel backwards the other way.
How are the vibrations?
How does this play? Christian Reed, bronze driver in the Iron Lynx Mercedes.
Oh yeah, just lost it. He had a bit of a tank slapper on the exit of turn 9 there. Doesn't hit the barrier. Oh no! Oh no! The absolute nightmare scenario for Jota has just happened. Alex Lynn directly into the back of Jenson Button's car. Both cars damaged. The Jenson accelerates, brakes early, and then Alex is accelerating just as Jenson's braking. Oh dear, the nightmare scenario.
51 leads after it seemed like being caught out horrendously by the safety car. 51 leads, 50 in second place. It is a Ferrari. 1, 2, 3.
There's a replay, and that was a hit from the BMW. That was the, I think that was the 20 BMW.
Yeah, it was. You saw the Shell logo on Robin Fryne's helmet there.
This lead change here at GT3 under threat.
Yes.
This is LMGT3. It is fingers. It goes through, and all of a sudden, Ben Tuck under pressure as well from McLaren.
For Valentino down the inside again, and this time a much more successful lunge.
This is on the exit of turn 5.
Like
the corner where Conway had his spin earlier on. It's quite a high speed corner.
007 is in. He was reporting a vibration on the radio shortly before the spin, so maybe that he's got an issue that caused that. Now, that I think he may have been waiting for the marshals to give him a little wave that there was a gap in traffic.
Ooh.
Well, the first thing he's going to need is some fresh tyres. Challenge for Lee Graham, sorry, I'm going to stop you there. Down the inside, Miguel Molina on Phil Hansen, and he gets through. It's behind the 38 Cadillac. Schumacher's having a look around the outside, Raffaele Marcello having a look around the outside of Schumacher. This time he got a little further alongside, and Rob Bell, that was clean.
Just do your best, mate. Leaders coming behind.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep it on track here, because you drive so hard into me. I'd like someone to take care of it.
That's exactly right. I want someone to take care of it. They will. I'm not surprised this one happened. You're on the marble, yeah, a little bit of contact there. You're on the marble. You're asking a lot to go around the outside.
Oh,
he's through.
Change of position.
Finally through.
Yep.
And I wonder if it happened when he had to let the Ferrari through.
Oh, that's
So
Christensen.
it happened earlier. So he had lost the momentum before even turn 7.
Yeah. This could be the lead. This
Right
is going to be
sides,
tight.
right sides only.
Where is the 83 car? The answer is coming down to turn 16. They'll be way in free.
He was well over 10 seconds ahead when before car 83 pitted last time.
That's the gap now, and it's not 10 seconds.
And he's going to suffer the first couple of corners at least. Here comes car 83 of Robert Kubica, fully in the groove with warm tyres. Goes to the outside and makes the overtake.
Yeah, straight away. Tyres are ready. They can't, can they? They mustn't. Those left sides.
So
Yeah.
They're gonna take these. This is good. They're gonna try to take these tyres right to the end. Car 50 as he comes to a standstill. The big question is, Martin, where is car 83?
They waved it off, and 83 is down at turn 15, so Fuoco will be in turn 1 before the 83 car crosses the line. He'll have half the length of the straight at least.
As Kubica predicted, that tyre advantage that he had from before served him well once he was unleashed and in a free open track without staring at the back of the yellow Ferrari.
And this is where the McLaren's got the slight advantage, hasn't he? He's got road holding, and here comes a hypercar. The Aston Martin, they're side by side. The Aston cuts across the nose of the McLaren, and the Corvette clings on. The BMW is going to hinder the 83 car as they run through. This is a chance for Pierre Guidi.
Yes.
He's going to try and split. He can't get around the outside. Now the BMW is going to hold up 83. This could be it for second place. The checkered flag awaits. The opening race of the season, the 1812 kilometres of Qatar, will be won by car number 50. Antonio Fuoco flashes the headlights. He comes across the line and he leads a Ferrari 1, 2, 3. What a result for the 50 crew after being spun out early on. What a result for Ferrari, sweeping the podium. Only the second time that has happened in Hypercar. Porsche did it here last year in Qatar. And the crew of the winning number 6 car went on to be drivers' champions, so that is a great head start for Antonio Fuoco, Miguel Molina and Niklas Nielsen, the number 50 crew.
Today we did a really good job with Miguel and Nick. We managed really well the race, and I was just managing behind Robert because I know we were better than him for managing the tires, and at the end he was working really well. So I'm really happy for the team. 1, 2, 3. We did a really good job, so we keep going on this direction.
A great battle to the line, but it is Danny Uncadera in the Corvette that holds off Grégoire Saucy. Victory for TF Sport and the number 33 Corvette in LMGT3. The sister car was the first retirement, and 33 is on the top step of the podium for TF Sport. Last year's winners in Qatar in LMGT3 also went on to be champions. Is that a good omen? They will hope so. Despite a few pitfalls and stumbles, Ferrari lived up to their promise. 1, 2, 3. A phenomenal result for the red cars and the sister yellow machine. For the crew of 51, it's what might have been. But they were hardly mistake-free. They gave it away. Ferrari leads the manufacturer standings from BMW, with Toyota and Cadillac 3rd and 4th. Porsche have work to do. So Ferrari looks strong, but so encouraging for BMW and for Toyota as well. They fill the next 4 places. Corvette, McLaren, BMW, Lexus, Ferrari and Aston Martin. 6 brands in the top 6 in LMGT3, and that is very promising for our season. Hello, welcome, happy Easter and greetings from Imola in Italy. Valentino Rossi, pole position man in LMGT3. This track is going to provide a lot of hard work for the drivers. It's very narrow, and that means it's going to be tough to overtake. We are ready to go racing in Imola.
Start of the first of 2 formation laps for the 6 hours of Imola.
And then James Collado will control the field. They will form up into side-by-side formation. Red lights on, and away we go. We are racing for the 6 hours of Imola. James Collado and Phil Hansen, and look at Kevin Magnussen down the inside of Hansen, looking for second place into Tamburello. Can't quite make it through. The 2 Toyotas side by side. Through comes the Peugeot. The Peugeot staying in front of the Alpine. The second Alpine trying to make up ground as well. That's the 35 car of Ferdi Habsburg, and in LMGT3 it is the 46 BMW of Ahmed Al Hardy who makes it through. I missed my guess. All of the hypercars have made it through turns 1, 2 and 3 without drama. Nobody's been through the gravel, and they're already climbing the hill out of Tosa as we ride on board with Julian Andlauer towards the tail of the field.
Yeah, 3 cars already passed by the number 50 Ferrari starting from the back of the grid, but all sorts of rumbles going on in the middle pack. Yeah.
But is now riding on board the number 36, cars everywhere as you should imagine. Now up to the Villeneuve chicane, 3 abreast here, and there's contact with one of the BMWs and the Porsches.
Earl Bamber's view there from the caddy.
Now watch the Alpines. Oh, there was contact there, wasn't there?
Oh, that you saw the dust getting kicked up, and that's the dust that the GT cars were going through.
Here we go. Oh, a little nudge from behind as well, maybe. It is always tense, because you know this is one of your only chances, and that's the contact I saw, sandwiched between 2 cars there.
Ian James in the Aston Martin being conservative on the driver's left down to Tamburello.
And it was actually a great move by Aereo in that, of course, a Ferrari round the outside of the Lexus. Yeah, you just dived around the outside, had confidence on the brakes and those cold tyres, and a few others as well. There goes one of the Iron Dames. That's the Iron Dames kind of in pink round the outside of Fuse. That's how it can be. Oh, and actually contact there as well. Well spotted, Graham.
Big sideways contact with Celia Martin there.
And Julian Andlauer in front in the Porsche is not going to roll over and have his tummy tickled. He's not going to allow the Ferrari to go by. Nielsen's going to have to put in a very solid move. And in terms of race pace, he's with that Porsche, but he's not climbing all over the back of him yet.
He's not looking like he wants to at the moment either. He's not looking aggressive in any way.
Who's in the dust?
It's a Corvette.
Oh, it is a Corvette. It's 33.
Keating.
All of that hard work undone, and Ben Keating dropping to the tail of the field. And was there contact with Celia Martin?
There was indeed. So it wasn't just through the gravel, a spin through the gravel as a result of that contact.
Oh dear me.
Could almost be Gerhard Berger in a Ferrari, couldn't it?
Hang on. Yes, please.
Yes, yeah.
Change of place. That is number 6 ahead of 94. So Lawrence Vantor dive bombs Loic Duval, and through comes the Cadillac round the outside. Old Bamba, the gold 38 car at Aqua Minerali. He's going to go in the gravel there. There was no time to...
Shandlauer as well.
Oh.
This what it looked like on board with the Peugeot. Oh, it just wasn't even on the curb on the inside of turn 12. Ah, it's cleared. That's a great shot.
Trouble for 93, turn 7, and that's a tricky place to get turned back around. Does that neatly to that point.
Let's have a look, see how that happened. Was it in traffic? The traffic was involved, but it's just been hit on the back.
That was the 38.
Wow, this is a rear view shot. It's going to be pretty clear to see. He just waited mid-corner. Probably went a little bit slower than what Bamber was thinking he would, but he had traffic in his way.
On the standings, and who's in the gravel? And that is
27.
down.
27.
Yes, it is. Ian James, the 27 Aston Martin. He was in 6th position. Came slicing off track.
The contact behind him, you were just always going to go off at high speed. Looking left to right, thinks about going on the inside, but he's been hit from behind.
And that was
who did that?
Yasser Shaheen was the car behind him. Now there he is, just down on the left-hand side with the track workers, with his helmet in his hands. He's okay. Had nowhere to go.
Oh, what's that?
And was it the Alpine going behind, off? 35, 30 Habsburg.
Open trouble for the 20.
He's been hit, or he's been off and hit something. More energy.
So it looked to me like a potential overtake from Conway. He'd already lost that position on the exit of Aqua Minerali. And his focus has gone from eyes in front of the car he's trying to overtake for the last couple of laps to now fully looking in that virtual mirror. And there's the mistake he's been looking for. That's the mistake, finally.
Now,
and it's as easy as that.
I thought in Tamburello that there was a bobble from the 99 Porsche of Nico Pino as well, and there was definitely a major lack of grip there. And now suddenly he's got Alex Lynn's Cadillac right behind him. Our two class leaders are our two pole sitters. Antonio Giovinazzi for Ferrari, car number 51. We ride on board with him. And leading in LMGT3, Team WRT BMW's Valentino Rossi, the man who put the car on pole position at his home track.
Oh, and there's a mistake from Campbell. There's the chance that Giovinazzi wanted. Through he goes. And that's going to give Cuoco a beautiful run coming out of Rabatza 2 as well. Oh, and Rossi sends it on the inside. Oh. There's contact.
And he's in the barrier. He's in the barrier. Oh dear, oh dear.
I think it was a little bit late. It was a little bit late from Rossi, I think, that through.
Hits the car behind the door.
Always does, doesn't it? And it also starts to jiggle up the LMGT3 order as well. Looking at the 54 Ferrari.
Oh dear, that was
massive
close.
lock-up.
Wow, I thought that was going to be a crash. I don't know how Estra was able to lift off out of that and not cause contact with the Ferrari GT car. Look at this, through the inside one way, to the inside the other way, and that's just, I don't know how there wasn't contact. Yeah, they see it as well.
Squeezing through this battle, and that's the opportunity for the South African. He's going to have to go the long way around the French driver, and he's going to try and make it work. He'll have the run on the exit, and that means Asiclo can't use all the power, can't drift out wide. That was great opportunism. Antonio Fuoco at Sebastian Buemi, actually trying to go around the outside at Tamburello. And Buemi going, mate.
Very tough to go around the outside there, like we've seen so many times today, and not quite enough of the car. It was the closest he's been, but there wasn't quite enough of the car.
The 46 car is coming around and doesn't have to stop again, but 92 is out in front.
We've seen at 83 into the pits now. I think the soft tyres performed.
Okay, by 5 or 6 seconds. In front of whom? You'll be in front of somebody, but won't be in front because there's the leader. Now, will they be in front of the number 20 BMW of Sheldon van der Linde? I'm getting the van der Lindes confused. No, they won't. Will they be in front of the 36 Alpine? No, they won't. Will they be in front of the number 8 Toyota? We're counting them down. BMW, second place. Meanwhile, here's the number 20 BMW, Sheldon van der Linde. Again, to have both BMWs in the top 6 is a very, very strong effort. This plus one more, and look at that, van der Linde like weaving around behind him, showing his nose in both mirrors.
Showing, I can do this, you can't. On those tyres, Tom.
The final corner comes Alessandro Pierguidi, Ferrari 51, started in front. It will claim victory for the first time in Italy. Jubilation for the team, and for Antonio Giovinazzi, James Collado and Alessandro Pierguidi, a first win outside of Le Mans. They won in 2023 at Le Mans. This is their first 6-hour victory.
Race win.
Guys, come on. We deserve this so much. We deserve so much. Since many times.
Delight for the drivers, for the team, and for the Tifosi.
Thank you, Tifosi. I mean, it was just amazing. It's been a long time since Le Mans, where we got our last win in 2023. So, you know, the team did a superb job with the strategy. The car was brilliant to drive. I can't say any more. My teammates did an amazing job, and everything went to plan. And I'm just over the moon to win at home in Italy.
Close at the line, but it is victory for Manthey First Form, just ahead of the 46 BMW. A first World Championship win for the jubilant Ryan Hardwick. The Italian fans come to worship here in Imola, and they have been rewarded. Ferrari claim victory, BMW number 20 in second, Alpine number 36 in third place. What a race! Ferrari finally lay the ghost of 2024 to rest and have victory at home. They lead the Constructors' points table as well. After 51 in Qatar, it's 2 out of 2 for the team. The Ferrari number 51 claims victory, 20 BMW in second, Alpine in third with the number 36 car, and 3 different brands in the top 3 in LMGT3. Porsche from BMW, with Lexus claiming the final podium spot. The 6 hours of Imola was a race that was far more dramatic than most had predicted. High in the Belgian Ardennes, the legendary Spa-Francorchamps, one of the world's most majestic racetracks. Round 3 of the FIA World Endurance Championship. Look at the crowds that are jamming this circuit. Here we go, 36 cars will be released around this fabulous racetrack. We go green at Spa. The pole sitter leads down into the first corner, the red Ferrari of Niklas Nielsen, and there is no contact in La Source, but one of the Toyotas being jumped by the first of the Aston Martins, a bunch of 4 cars side by side. That's the 20 BMW and both Penske Porsche Motorsport cars. It is Ferrari 1, 2, 3 as they hop the curbs at Rédillon, and then the 15 BMW. Look at the Cadillac, number 12.
A bit of touch there, contact between the yellow 83 Ferrari and number 51. He goes round the outside. Brilliant stuff by Antonio Giovinazzi.
It's James Collado in the 51 car, yeah, moving ahead of Phil Hansen. Hansen just being perhaps a fraction cautious, and trouble for the number 5 Penske Porsche car up at Les Combes. Here's a replay of the start, Anthony.
Well, it's desperate stuff, isn't it? Because they know how hard overtaking is, even on this circuit. One of the BMWs gets pushed on to the gravel early on there. And I'm looking out to see what happened to the Porsche. That is car number... So one of the Toyotas locked up. And that's the moment when Bourdais spun around the Porsche number 5.
Let's take a look at the start in LMGT3. Watch the green and yellow Aston Martin. Did not make an alacrity getaway. That was really slow, picking up the throttle there from Derek de Boer, and got out-dragged by the second of the Mustangs right down into turn 1.
Oh, the Mustang very close. But yeah, definitely caught napping at the start there.
There is our leader in LMGT3. It is still the red car of Arnaud Robin, the Lexus, and the Mustangs second and third. Bernardo Souza ahead of the similar car of Stefano Gattuso.
And look at the Alpine coming through on the inside as well. Makovic very late on the brakes in the Alpine. That blue Alpine just looks like it kisses the rear.
Magnussen inside the white Peugeot and the Cadillac as well. Both Peugeots in danger of losing out a spot. It's Will Stevens in the gold Cadillac. The BMW didn't get through, unlike Duval. Will Stevens still outside Paul Di Resta, and side by side for third place. Hansen's in the gravel. Up to third place goes Fred Makovic.
But look at that, as we've got some big action here.
BMW, 2 Peugeots, a Cadillac, a Porsche, another Alpine, and the second BMW. Pick the bones out of that. That is the battle for 5th, and there are only 6 cars in it. And on board at the back of this group with René Rast, you just saw Lawrence Vantor and the Porsche going around the outside of the Cadillac. They're both off. Will Stevens dropping like a stone. That is likely to be a puncture, and the Toyota is starting to work its way through. That's the first of the black Toyotas with Mike Conway.
So the Alpine's definitely got the speed here. Look, under threat already is the Ferrari before they even get to Eau Rouge. And he's through. Amazing stuff. But that was a drag on the exit of the Source. But can Collado fight back?
BMW, look at the speed as he has to take to the grass. That was Martin Berry going by Ben Keating in the yellow Corvette. Berry suddenly sees the danger but nearly shuts the door on the Peugeot, and that's where the big accident happened last year. Francois Heriot has got a really good run. Heriot much cleaner there than the Mustang. This is where the pass happened for second. Ryan Hardwick dive bombing Stefano Gattuso. That was clean, clear.
Definitely having a look to the inside, come the end of this straight, got to be late on the brakes. Remember, ABS in these cars allow you to brake so deep into the corner, hence no lockups at all. The Aston just about hangs onto it there, but she's got the inside for turn 7 and makes it through. And there's a GT car in between them as they head through a Rouge. That's heavily compromised. Robin Freins there, look at that. And now the Ferrari, all of them, is going to be right under attack here. The Ferrari goes to the outside, and oh, the Peugeot's got the momentum, goes through the middle. This is amazing.
This is phenomenal stuff from Loic Duval. I thought he was going to follow the Ferrari because the double toe would help him, but he had more speed even than Giovinazzi.
Round the outside he tries. There's a bit of contact.
Done.
Makes it move, yeah. Brilliant stuff there. And he, like I said, I could read the traffic in front. I could see what Giovinazzi was planning, and he displaces Duval. DeResta's compromised here. DeResta's compromised on the gravel as well. It allows Giovinazzi to go around the outside, and he gets the job done, but he takes a risk there to go around the outside of the GT car. That was 100% risk, but who's driving? Is that Castellacci?
Yeah, Francesco Castellacci.
What awareness he had.
Energy still going in. Away they
Here comes
go.
Alpine. Alpine passes the line as the Ferrari starts moving. This is going to be super close.
And the Alpine is on hot tyres. He's up to speed. There he is.
Got the run.
He's got to dive bomb the Ferrari now or never.
He's going to do it. He's got momentum. Round the outside he goes.
Takes the lead of the race.
Trouble. It's one of the United Autosports McLarens in the wall.
Lecombe.
Yeah, trying to see if that's 59 or 95.
Sean Gelael.
Sean Gelael, who was in the 31 BMW when it had the massive crash with Earl Bamber last year.
Just turned around, just on the exit of turn 6, so gets back onto the racing line. Oh, there's a bit of contact there. And then the car on the inside stays on the inside, and bang, that's what did the damage.
Even more importantly, there is Sean Gelael, 2 years in a row, 2 different cars, and ending up in the barrier both times. Pit lane open, boom, 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 boom. Reset the whole field. That's 51 going ahead of 50 so that they can pit in the correct order. That's what's happening there.
Are they allowed to do that?
Well, they've done. One's going below the speed limit.
I think you can if you're in the blending lane, as it's called. So the painted good geographic part, and that's why members of the teams are jumping out of the way. I've never seen that before. I hope Ferrari have read their rule. Oh, Nick de Vries, the car stopped in the wrong box.
Change for the lead and a re-change for the lead. Ben Tuck back in front of, oh no, that's Gianmarco Leverato. So Ben Tuck has gone. It's now Mustang 1-2. I thought that Simon Mann had passed the leader, but he's not. He's down to 3rd place now. Jean-Eric Verne pits from the lead of the race in the 93 Peugeot.
It's not quite paid off, that strategy for them, has it?
So I think they've split the strategy there. It is a bit of a risk, but you just never know. The day we've had today, I mean, they've clearly got the pace in the car, but they didn't pit under the full course yellow conditions like everyone else.
That's the 59 car. That is the car that led at the end of its bronze driver stint. Sebastian Boe in the barriers. I bet he didn't drive off of his own accord.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Martin. It's the Aston Martin once again, wasn't it? Yep, contact before the braking zone, and nothing that he could do there. Look at that, keep an eye further down your screen with the BMW going around the outside. Now's your time when you've got to make those soft tyres count. Contact and off the circuit. Was he pushed off, and what's the problem with the Peugeot? A puncture.
Or a broken suspension or something. Malte Jakobsen squirreling around.
So yeah, the suspension's broken on the left rear.
change of position between the Ferraris. Alessandro Pierguidi hangs on. No, he doesn't. It was a change. Antonio Fuoco did go by now.
And it's because, as before, the number 50 took 2 fresh tyres in that last pit stop.
Italian on Italian action. Valle in the 46 BMW.
It's for 4th.
And again, there's a lot of red caps in the crowd. There's a lot of 46 caps in the crowd. There are a lot of pink caps in the crowd as well.
Schumacher on the inside.
And he's going to take that position.
Lovely move there by Schumacher. He saw a gap on the exit of turn 14. And now the BMW's getting involved as well. Contact, and this is big. Oh, such high speed there to be making contact like that. He's got the Ferrari behind him, who goes round the outside. He's going to do both of them.
He is going to do both of them. He can't stay on. He does stay on. Alessandro Pierguidi.
Watch the BMW on the Alpine too. And he's got a good run on the Ferrari coming down to La Source. And here comes the Alpine to the outside.
Mick Schumacher loses 2 positions in one corner.
51 fuel and tyres on the front.
All 4.
All 4. Wow, all 4 tyres. This is a massive roll of the dice from 51. Fuel is done.
8 to the lead. 36 comes through to cross the line.
All 4 tyres. 4 tyres on both of the Ferraris.
I was hearing the grandstand applauding the 36 car in from that, and it was indeed a magnificent stint from Mick Schumacher through. Meantime, to the lead goes the 51 of Alessandro Pierguidi. There's a change.
Oh,
is it?
Battle for position, yeah. Kevin Esch going very wide in La Source, and through comes Paulo Chatin. That is a genuine pass for position, not on economy. The Toyota, he's all over the back of De Vries, and De Vries can't get by the Mercedes.
Francorchamps coming in 15 seconds. Can the positional change come before that? And this is why they're looking for it. He has done it. He's done it. He's made the change on the Toyota. He'll be able to close the gap a little before we go down in about 2 seconds. Francorchamps, huge lock up from Mick Schumacher.
Oh, Nick De Vries comes right back at him. Phenomenal restarting from the Toyota driver, and he shoves the Alpine off the circuit. But Schumacher taking precisely none of that old nonsense and puts the Iron Dames between himself and the Toyota. But wow, big time advantage and a small fuel deficit over his closest rival, Dennis Olsen, in second. The gap's coming down by a 10th here and a 10th there, but it is still half a minute. The 51 Ferrari is heading to the checkered flag. They won Le Mans in 2023. They won Imola just under a month ago. Their 3rd victory comes here in the TotalEnergies 6 hours of Spa-Francorchamps. They take the checkered flag, waved by 10-time world motocross champion Stefan Everts, a Belgian national hero, and Niklas Nielsen clings to 2nd place by the skin of his teeth ahead of Mick Schumacher. It is a 1-2 for Ferrari in Belgium. A roller coaster of emotion for the Ferrari team. Lots of red in the grandstands. Those Ferrari fans will be very happy. But this was no walkover. They really had to fight for it.
To be honest, I still can't believe it. You think how we start the weekend was very difficult. And at the end, when I have to push like a quali lap every single laps, I have to push every quali. I give everything. Actually, I'm finished even myself. So to 2nd victory in a row, 1-2 for Ferrari. We can be better prepared for Le Mans.
Ferrari also claimed victory in LMGT3. The number 21 car, François Heriot, Simon Mann and Alessia Rivera, dominant in the closing stages. Ferrari out-wrestled their rivals and came out with a 1-2 result. But it could have been so different for Peugeot, for Alpine and for so many others. The 51 team extend their championship advantage in the drivers' table, And Ferrari extend their advantage in the manufacturer's standings as well. So confirmation of the result, Ferrari and Alpine on the podium, Toyota finishing 4th and 7th after a disappointing qualify, and Ford versus Ferrari, the story of the top 4 in an equally hectic LMGT3 race.
93rd, 24 Hours of Le Mans is underway. The two Cadillacs off the front row of the grid go toe-to-toe up towards turn 1. On the inside line, Alabama. On the outside line is Will Stevens. Stevens tries to brave it out on the outside line. He's just got his nose in front. As round the outside as well comes Julian Andlauer in the Porsche. Cadillac side by side for the lead. It's going to be Will Stevens ahead of Alabama. Third is Andlauer. There was a good start being made by Kevin Magnussen, but cars all over the curb. They rattled their way then for the first time down through the Dunlop S's. Cadillac leads Le Mans. Porsche goes second. The flag is waved from the LMP2 and then the GT3 cars. Aston Martin leading, BMW leading, Ferrari leading, Mercedes AMG in the LMGT3 class. That's some pretty feisty racing for the first few corners, Graham.
Well, it certainly was. I think a bit of contact there in the middle of the pack or towards the back of the pack in Hypercar. One of the Peugeots, I think, involved in that. We'll catch up with that as things settle down in about 25 hours.
So down the Mulsanne straight then they come for the first time, and you can see everybody on their toes looking for track position side by side for the lead, and Julian Andlauer goes through into the first chicane round the outside. So Cadillac led for about a quarter of the lap, but here, Peter Dunbrett, Julian Andlauer is on a mission.
I do wonder whether the Cadillacs worked their tyres hard enough on that outlap, because you could see the Porsche visibly side to side really working the tyres, and the Cadillacs were very stationary in a straight line.
So side by side, Peter, between the number 8 Toyota and one of the factory Ferraris, with the 83 just behind. So these are cars we do expect to be in the hunts. There goes the 83, looking to make the move, and does so.
Late on the brakes, wasn't he there, diving into the corner. Phil Hansen at the wheel of 83, the bright yellow Ferrari. And there, look, you've got the battle going on between number 99, Neil Jani at the wheel, and the Aston Martins. There, look, you've got Porsche number 5 then in the middle of the traffic. That's Julian Andlauer, the race leader, trying to wriggle his way through the Ford chicane. You want to clear that traffic as quickly as you can.
And he's doing that very well as he clears the first batch of traffic, crosses the line, 4.1 seconds to the good, and he's catching another great big batch on the straight, which again Peter Dunbrett will help him in this battle to keep cars and space between him and the pursuing Cadillacs.
And there, look, hypercars getting past traffic, but also in the middle of all of that, you've got Chris Froggatt trying to battle against that Mercedes. Lucas Stoltz is the Mercedes AMG driver. Look at the background, you've got silver Mercedes, orange and white Ferrari side by side. Lucas Stoltz on the inside. They're going to carry on battling all the way down the Mulsanne straight. The two Cadillacs have got themselves together, Stevens and Bamber nose to tail. So right now, down through that first chicane, it is an incredibly busy racetrack, and if you're in the GT class trying to have your own battle, the last thing you need is a hypercar come whizzing by. You've got to be so sharp here, Peter. Felipe Nasr, and off the road there, look, goes 22. David Heinemeier Hansson has had a spin, and he's going to try to rejoin and cause his people to scatter, and spins again, and there's another car that's had a spin in the middle of all of that, and that's the Chris Froggatt Ferrari. So have they got themselves together? That rejoin by Heinemeier Hansson was a bit risky, to say the least, was it? Trying to spin turn the car in front of more traffic. Let's see what happened. There, up the inside goes the United Autosports Oreca, bang, into the back of Chris Froggatt. So that was the first incident that Heinemeier Hansson had. Look, Chris Froggatt gets a rude welcome to Le Mans as the Ziggo Sport Tempesta Ferrari gets turned around. And you can see the amount of task mate, David Heinemeier Hansson trying to get the car back in the right direction. The adrenaline is pumping and pumping. He wants to rejoin as fast as, and did so, but caused more people to scatter in avoidance. There's the incident again.
I think he'll take a penalty for that as well.
Yeah, I mean, that's causing a collision, surely. But look, here he is, wants to get going. Here's the traffic, and he just...
Yeah, that's
drives
definitely unsafe rejoin.
We're working lap number 14 here, and great battles going on. Look, between Porsche and Toyota. Oh, so close as Mike Conway tries to clear Felipe Nasr. Nasr on the inside, Conway on the outside, and they've got traffic up the road. Just able to dive past the Corvette, but that was brave racing, Peter Dunbrett. Oh, and a big slide there from the Peugeot that goes off the road. Caught out by the air in the traffic and heading towards the tyres. Yes, big contact. Bodywork flies, wheel off. And there is your first major drama of the race. It's 93 Peugeot. It is Paul de Restre at the wheel of it.
Yeah, it looked like the bump had settled the car, and unfortunately the car was there and he had to avoid.
Right, it's dragged down the pit lane. Let's listen in.
What was I supposed to do there?
Yeah, Paul, update on the car. Update on the car. How is the car looking?
The car is not looking good. Chances are not looking good. This is set to be a long pit stop, I fear.
Keep an eye on what's going on here. This is the 92 car coming up behind Corvette and Ferrari, and that is a touch from the Corvette. The 150 car goes around. That is Ben Keating on Castadio Toledo.
Again, another move that wasn't really on, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's maybe just a little bit of impatience from Ben. Worth saying, by the way, the incident that led to that unsafe rejoin, there was a clarification shown on screen. Both drivers under investigation for that. That from the number 60 Iron Lynx AMG, Andrew Gilbert, and that's contact there. That's super slow-mo. It's the CLX Pure Racing car and TDS 37 and 29 in the Ford chicane. That was pretty substantial contact between the two as well. Which again, yeah.
It's not somewhere you expect a car to dive down your inside. So you've got to, well, yeah, the car that was overtaken down the inside, you've got to allow, oh, got straight on Porsche as well. You've got to allow that space for that car. And in that instance, the driver on the outside just wasn't expecting it.
Now, how is this going to go? Who's got the quicker package at this stage? You got to say, it's a defensive move there from Kevin Estre. Nothing he could do, though. Nick Nielsen has gone by the Porsche. That is fourth position for Nick Nielsen. Ferrari beginning to come to the fore here. All's clear of, and we've got trouble here for the number 21 car. Side by side with the Iron Danes Porsche. 21 Ferrari going around. Hands of Francois Heriot. Has Francois been in that car from the start? I think he has.
But through the traffic, Will Stevens has just built that gap a little bit. Let's have another look at some of the battles that were coming down towards the chicane. Look at that, proper send up the inside by the Cadillac, up the curb. I'm not sure there was contact. And oh, there was there, the second part of the drama. So look at the big lock-up. He's off the circuit completely in avoidance all over the curb, and clunk into the back goes Antonio Giovinazzi, who didn't really have anywhere else to go. So look, red Cadillac, yellow Ferrari in the traffic. Kubica thinks about the inside, can't get by there. Brendan Hartley is reeling them in as well. Look in the Peugeot. To the outside line goes Kubica. He's got a Ferrari GT car in the way. He gets round the outside. He's up the inside of the traffic. Fantastic move by Kubica.
Yeah, brilliant, classy move there by Kubica. And he had to take that risk, didn't he? So he's got past the Cadillac. Look at the number 8 Toyota as well, down the inside of the Inter Europol car, LMP2 round Arnage. And not far behind him is the BMW Hypercar as well.
Here comes Kubica, and right behind him, because they have come out in front of 51 but behind 50, this is the 51 car of Antonio Giovinazzi, up to speed and looking to get through, and he will gang up with Robert Kubica either side of the Porsche, 3 wide into Indianapolis.
Maximum risk there by Giovinazzi, and if he did make that pass, he would have been off the track as well, so he would have had to have given it back anyway.
311 he was behind. It was another of the LMP2 cars.
It's a big hit.
That was a big clump, wasn't it? That's the RLR Sport car of Michael Jensen.
Oh dear, oh dear.
And that's why you saw all the smoke, because basically the tyre was going flat. And I'm not sure if he had broken suspension there as well. Here we go, battle for second again. And here comes Kubica. He's going to lean on him a little more this time, I think.
Done it.
Oh, trouble.
Oh, problem for the 59 McLaren, I think that is. No, no, it's not. That's the 95. James Cottingham is in the pits in 59. So that's the 95 car. Now, that is the car that also stopped at the side of the road in qualifying, isn't it?
Hypercars, so much grip that they probably don't need to use that much track, but certainly some of the cars, that was a wee tag.
It was, and drama falls then, so the Peugeot gets tapped around, has to go now around the roundabout to get back onto the circuit.
But the traffic hasn't fallen his way at the moment. That's why Hansen has actually extended the gap. So it's just the way it goes. Oh, and is that Hansen that's gone wide? It is.
Hansen's off in the gravel.
Shows how much he was pushing to try and keep Collado at bay. That was complete driver error. I don't think another car was involved there.
Was it that LMP2 car that was being flashed by the GT car?
let's see. Where is it? That's Hansen.
No, he's on his own.
Are there any cars around him? No. That was just all alone.
Yellow's at Marshall's post 30. Debris at Marshall post 6, left-hand side. Let's have a look and see what's going on around the circuit right now. So it is the Porsche curves. I think it is the 46.
Oh, now that's bad news, because that has been very well placed in LMGT3 for the bulk of the race. It's been leading it. There is the car in question that is off the road.
Kelvin van der Linde as well at the wheel of the car.
And it looks like it's gone straight on. I mean, you can see the witness marks there, the way he's gone through the gravel, as though... Has there been a failure which has taken out the power steering, taken out the steering altogether? It just looks like it's gone straight on. The lights are on, I'll grant you, but it's very odd that it would have gone straight.
There's no sort of spinny wheel action at the moment, so I wonder if there's been further drama. Let's watch and see what we can see here. This is on board with Kelvin van der Linde, and he has indeed a bit of a wiggle. This is at... it's Porsche in, isn't it?
Yeah.
If I said Ford chicane.
And oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. 46 had rejoined, and as you can see, it's having another trip to its box. And so, whatever the problem is, it ain't gone away. And that really effectively is that car out of the race now. It's always good to see Ben going well. Right, I think now you're going to have Sarah Bovey coming back. Yes, definitely at Lila Wadu. Goes to the outside line, coming out of Terre Rouge then. Good stuff. Gets a toe, gets that side draft. The Porsche should be ahead by the time they get to the first chicane. But can Sarah Bovey move across and claim the line for the corner? It seems a long wait, doesn't it, before you get to the chicane. You can see the lights on the inside there where the Ferrari tries to come back. They're heading into the braking zone. Is the Porsche going to turn in ahead? No! Lila Wadu late on the brakes. A brush between the two of them. Hard racing, fair racing, good racing, and the Ferrari stays ahead. Right, okay.
Gosh, I remember seeing it as a car
This does not look good at all, does it? Marshall's post 6 is Terre Rouge.
That's the 24 Nielsen racing car with data bricks backing on it.
I'm impressed you can spot that.
That's
got damage, hasn't it? Big damage.
Ken Bullock-Basie aboard that car. And
there's damage at the front by the look of it. It's hit the barriers.
That's hit the barriers hard. That is the blue light. That is the light. It's the safety car.
We're back racing at Le Mans. Lawrence Van Voort for Porsche comes across the stripe in the lead of the race. They go past the pits. They head up towards the Dunlop corner, and he wants to clear that LMP2 car straight away. Job done.
He's done it, and he has an opportunity now to stretch this advantage. A couple of LMP2 cars between him and the nearest threat from behind as the other hypercars battle behind. So it's the outlap for the 18.
We were watching that pit stop, weren't we? And you can see the right rear, the drive shaft just spinning round.
That is Marshall's post 16.
Oh dear.
Now that is, of course, a driven wheel as well.
Yeah, that's game over. Race done for car 18.
Don't know. Let's have a look here what happens. Wheel's already gone at that point.
Wow, look how it was for the other cars following. I think the wheel might have still been on at that point, Graham, because
there it is. Well, there's that on the racing surface.
Coming up in the slipstream, Peter Dumbrek nicely poised down to Mulsanne corner, dives to the inside, telegraphed that well, and Luca Giotto little lock up, but had to concede the corner.
I think it took two drivers to let that move happen, really. Luca Giotto just decided, okay, yeah, he's down my inside, I'm not going to risk turning in on him now. Other drivers might have, but yeah, good, solid move. He can get away up the road now.
Oh, trouble! Trouble for the 36 Alpine. This car in the hands of Jules Gounon. Now, what has happened there? Frustration writ large in the face and the heavy breathing.
Mulsanne corner.
It is indeed. Now, was it this? It was the BMW we saw drive through, wasn't it? So what happened here? Huge lock-up from Jules Gounon.
Just lost the rear on the way into the corner.
Now
You've got a split second to make that decision. Straighten the wheel and go straight, or commit to the corner. And he committed, but he just lost the rear.
Yes, he does. And his last of the late breakers we were talking about, that was super late, wasn't it? Look at that, running out of road on the exit as a result of that. And the Lexus surely going to have the better run out of this corner and be back in front.
Job done for now then for Jack Hawksworth, back ahead, but Matthew Drudy will not like that small error. You can see how it compromised him, so he's got to do it all over again. The next chicane goes the opposite way. It's going to be a left-hander for the first part, then he go right. He's staying on the back of the Lexus, so he's proved he can do it once, but Jack Hawksworth knows what's coming now, and he'll try to defend all the way down to the chicane. Comes off the inside line, Drudy to the outside, late, he's on the brakes around the outside, he's done it, fantastic!
Absolutely epic stuff. What a move around the outside. He couldn't make it work on the inside around the first chicane, so he went for the outside. It's just not fast enough around this track.
Yeah, that's what it boils
It's
down
nothing to do with balance of performance. Ooh.
Very lively here. Look, the Aston Martin Valkyrie almost up against the barrier, bouncing back towards tarmac, skimming the guardrail. Wow, that was quite a moment, wasn't it? However, whatever triggered that, it's messy. And the net result is that there may well be a penalty for Bourdais, but he's in. Full course yellow is called then. It's at Marshall's posts 26 and 27. Here it is again. Let's see. It looks like he's heading for the pits. He's in the pit lane.
Yeah,
and then he tries to avoid the marker board, and then he wants to get back out, and presumably the team say, no, you're in, stay in. So Bourdais comes across the grass, and then at this point, he's officially in the pit lane. But, yeah. We did see somebody do that in a pit stop in the Road to Le Mans race the other day, and it looked a mess. So I think they called him in, and then perhaps because of the full course yellow with the pits being closed, tried to get him to stay out, but it was too late.
You remember this, and Collado, trouble for one of the Lexus. And that is the 78. That's the better placed of the two. No, it's not. It's not any longer. It's down in 5th place. But that is smoking left rear puncture.
Puncture with a bit of bodywork damage, doesn't it? It's just had a bit.
Now it looks like that's where it suddenly started to rip itself apart, doesn't it? So he obviously had contact with the barrier, and you would think extravaganza probably, and has brought it back as tenderly as he could, because it's not just rear bodywork, there's front bodywork damage there as well. That will have to go into the garage, but they're going to have to put a tyre on it first.
Yeah, we saw a yellow flag at Marshall Post 30, didn't we? So it looks like he's had quite a big off. You could see his suspension damage to the rear.
So Marshall's Post 30 turn into Porsche curves, isn't it? And we're looking to go full course yellow. Here's the onboard. Yeah.
Shame.
A, quote, speed advantage. Whoa! Lock up. You saw the exact moment he touched the brake pedal there. Little puff of smoke came off the left front corner, and through the gravel has gone the number 8.
It was more than a puff of smoke.
Was that a breakage?
To me, it looked like a wheel nut coming off.
Ryo Hirakawa through the pits. Well, he has just left the pits. Let's take a look again as he comes out of the pits on your left-hand side. The black Toyota, Ryo Hirakawa. There it is. There it is. Yep, that's bouncing along.
And then
the puff of smoke.
Yeah, so the wheel nut came off, and then the tyre blew as it hit the bodywork.
One of the leading LMP2 cars, I think the 28 car, there it is, in the gravel, driver's right, going down towards Tête Rouge, and that's another car that's lost a wheel.
Yep.
So that is Jan van Utrecht with the right rear wheel gone from the number 28 car, third at the moment in LMP2, 3 hours and 40 minutes to go. There it goes, and let's hope that that's been contained by
the fence.
Yes.
And let's face it, that car is now not going to go anywhere because he'll have no drive at all.
Well, as we saw with Andre Lotteres, that car's done.
Yep.
Can't get it back.
That's what you're thinking about in the car, but he is getting closer in the slipstream here, and he might have a look here.
Let's see, there's another marker up the road. Yes, slots back in, nose to tail.
Mate, focus, we are playing for P2. Focus, we are playing for P2. I know it's difficult, we go.
Yeah, exactly. When your turn, your time will come in the next pit stop, or maybe not for you, but for your next teammate jumping in. You'll be in this position where you're on the fresher tyres, but for right now, it is Matt Campbell. He's going to look to the inside. There he goes. Didn't even defend from Collado.
So James Collado lets him go. Effectively up the inside goes the Porsche. No defence from the Ferrari, echoing the instruction from the engineer. So Matt Campbell catches, passes, again that car with a little bit of a slide through the chicane, but that for the moment puts number 6 Porsche then up into 3rd place, and straight away Edge is clear. Yellow flags are shown, the full course yellow boards are there, and this is to get that McLaren out of harm's way. There it is. And that is the race over, because it's not going to head back to the pit lane from there. So United Autosports, and specifically McLaren's in GT trim, having another torrid time in an endurance race of this length. It has been a race that has continued to surprise, both in terms of reliability, in terms of the number of incidents, or relative lack of incidents, and through it all, Robert Kubica, who said he wasn't going to get the car to the end and didn't want to stay in it indefinitely, is still behind the wheel, and right now he's got the circuit to himself.
Absolutely right, and none of the Ferraris have been fault-free, but this has been more fault-free than the others, and this is the position they found themselves in. Could he become the first Polish winner of this great race?
Also, they're going to do tyres as well, we're hearing, on this car.
Meanwhile,
and I guess if you've got enough of a lead, enough of a margin, then you might as well throw everything at it.
3 more drive-through penalties. It's the 10 Aston Martin LMGT3, it's the 37 CLX Pure Racing Oreca, and the 150 Ferrari that sits in 11th place. None of those cars in podium contention.
Yeah, so they're doing all 4 tyres here, just hearing from Bruce as well, and the reason for that is just in case you had a safety car. Like you said, Graham, everyone would bunch up together. You wouldn't want Estra sitting there on a set that's much fresher than yours. So on go this fresh set. Hopefully a clean pit stop for their sake.
Covering all the bases there, weren't they?
But this is Yellowly's car, isn't it?
That is Yellowly's car.
Oh,
hang on a minute. He's made a pass for position.
It is.
It is.
How is he behind? And he's made the stop. Has Esteban Masson been off the road? It's a 4-minute lap. Esteban Masson has had the delay.
Yes, he has.
What has happened there? So Nick Yellowly has taken
served the drive-through, because his last pit stop was 32 seconds.
And re-caught and passed Esteban Masson, who's just completed a lap in 4 minutes and 1 second. So BDS Palace Racing overtook for the lead and have lost it again immediately.
Unbelievable. What happened to Masson?
And Yellowly's got a 22 to 25 second advantage. He's pulled out 3 seconds in the first sector of the lap.
Well, that's the pass, but I want to know how Yellowly had the chance to pass, and a shake of the head in disbelief for Panis.
I think it's over.
And into the Porsche curves for the final time. They are waiting. 350,000 fans are waiting. Millions worldwide are waiting. For the 3rd year in a row, the Prancing Horse will top the podium at Le Mans. 51 broke a long drought in 2023. 51 last year, and the 83 AF Corsa Ferrari wins Le Mans 2025. What a story, and what a final 2 hours plus from Robert Kubica. We have the LMGT3 leader coming to the line, and there are the 51 and 50 cars, as victory in LMGT3 goes to Manthey First Form, Porsche number 92, and Richard Leeds, for the 2nd time in 3 years, the 2nd time in 2 years, brings the car across the line. And Ryan Hardwick, who was thrilled beyond measure to win last time out, I have no idea how he's going to feel now. Still waiting for Nick Yellowly in Inter Europol competitions, number 43 car, to come to the line. There he is with the black and yellow body. So he has crossed the line behind Robert Kubica. Now there he is, right, that's the other car. So there he is, Nick Yellowly in the LMP2 winning car from Inter Europol. And Jako Śmiechowski, his 3rd podium, I beg your pardon, his second podium in 3 years. No, he was second last year in the 34 car. He won 2 years ago in the 34 car. So gold, silver, gold in the last 3 races for Inter Europol. And Ye Yifei, the first ever Chinese winner at Le Mans outright. Inter Europol do it again. Manthey do it again. And Ferrari have their 3rd win in a row. Bon dia, hello, good morning, welcome to Sao Paulo for the Rolex 6 hours, round 5 of the 2025 FIA World Endurance Championship. We are getting ready for the start of the 6 hours of Sao Paulo here in Brazil. LMGT3 looks well placed as well. We should be good to go green. Lights are out, we go green, and it is Will Stevens who takes the lead. The number 5 of Julian Andlauer, the Porsche under pressure around the outside. Earl Bamber trying to go through down into turn 2, but the road comes in favour of Andlauer in the red and white Porsche. Behind the white nose of the Peugeot of Loic Duval, right with them. There's a little gap back there to the number 20 BMW. Duval weaving furiously to try and build some heat in the Peugeot's front tyres, but it is Will Stevens that leads from Julian Andlauer and Earl Bamber. Loic Duval is right there, little gap back to the BMW, and behind the number 20 BMW of René Rast is Mikkel Jensen in the second, and the Peugeot's a challenge for the lead. The Porsche with great move up the inside, and it is Julian Andlauer who jumps Will Stevens as they get to that double right-hander at the top of the hill, turn 6 and 7. And the change for the Peugeot as well. Loic Duval has, Mikkel Jensen rather, has gone by René Rast. And it does look like Will Stevens has not got heat in the front because he's under pressure from the second of the Hertz Team Jota caddies of Earl Bamber. And watch the red and white Porsche on the left-hand side of your screen, challenging Will Stevens down into turn 1. First call, though, was to hold off Earl Bamber, who was going high, wide and handsome around the outside.
Neat and tidy start in Hypercar.
All of these guys in Hypercar, first few corners did a great job keeping out of trouble. A few sort of positions changed, but not too dramatic. But it's that horrible thing of you can be a hero in lap 1, but you can certainly go to 0, and that really does affect the rest of your race.
We just got a little bit of the end of that. I do wonder whether or not when we see the start under review, whether or not there might be a couple of questions about cars being out of position across the grid hatchings. Looked a little messy to me. Gaining and losing a couple of 3 places.
So that was 21 Francois Heriot on the dirt.
All got a little bit messy there, didn't it, at the start of the race at LMGT3.
Who was that over
Ferrari,
the grass?
And then that was the 46 BMW in trouble to the outside briefly.
Challenge for second place. Umbrarescu goes back past Darren Leung in the McLaren. So Leung in the orange McLaren down to 3rd. Umbrarescu, the red and white Lexus, back up to second place. Looks like they've now got a bit more heat in the tyre. Oh, down the inside comes the 009 Aston Martin on the 36 Alpine of Fred Makovici, and he tucks him up. Good move, Darren.
An easy, straightforward move down the inside. Both of them sort of running a bit wide at turn 1, and then obviously trying to grab it back for turn 2.
That's not good news. You can see how early, oh no, it's actually, yeah, you saw Ferdi Habsburg being congratulated, commiserated with by the team. They're out of the race for sure.
But this move is here, right, this moment, yep. So great, just needs to get it turned in. Hopefully James can't then attack again on the way through, but that looks like the deal's done. Although, just a bit too early on the gas, and now we'll be in full defence mode on the way down to turn 4.
And it's number 10 car, and that is the car that started on pole. Tony McIntosh in for a double stint. Okay, in traffic, it is Augusto Farfus going around the outside. Darren, you're a driver.
Oh, he's lucky with that next bit.
Oh, and a rotation for the championship leaders. That's the 92 Porsche. Ryan Hardwick, another of the bronze drivers who started the race. hard Goodyear tyre. Oh, number 8 Toyota was on the dirt there as well. That looks like a misunderstanding in traffic.
It's going away more dramatically than it is on the Peugeot. And you just saw then, you know, getting back on the power and having a bit of a wiggle on the way out. But this is look, here we go. Traffic played a part of that, and it gave the Porsche that slingshot around the outside and finally gets the move done.
Looking for the lead. To the outside comes the Cadillac. Porsche using the GT car, but it's not going to work there, I don't think. Side by side again. Porsche muscles its way back ahead. It will still be there. Poor old McLaren being clattered either side almost. But this is a good run down to the next turn from the 38 car. 12 is right there and waiting as well. Slightly overdid it there.
Get underneath him at this point as well. Those curbs on the exit, they just really upset the traction of the car, and obviously Will's now back up to second position.
He's not going to be held up by this battle, wants to get to and through pit lane as quickly as possible. It's a different strategy now because of that drive-through penalty. They've opted to put him slightly out of sequence with the sister car. 38 desperate to get back into the fight with the 5, and the 12 looking to get around the outside of the Porsche. He's the quicker car at the moment. Great moments, and I think he's going to do it here. Is this going to be the opportunity? I think it is. He goes to the outside.
Now is he going to try and get the switch back or just hang him out?
Got him, got him.
To 2. Amazing, yeah, absolutely perfect.
Great stuff.
Now it'll be interesting to see what the gap is, you know, if he can pull away at this point.
This will be the drive-through.
The drive-through, yeah, that's 87.
Watch for Ben Tuck. Ben Tuck following down pit lane for his full stop, but watch to the right-hand side. Don't think we're going to see the 78 car go through. This is 78 coming down now to pit entry. Power down to turn 1.
His second drive in the car this season.
We were saying earlier in the weekend, remarkably, here comes the 87. So the gap, I think, will be fairly visual. Remarkably, Nakayama, Ferrari got the toe here.
Yeah, it looked like the Toyota wasn't even going to try and defend on this lap.
Oh, I think just in front, there's been no, the Aston Martin was behind anyway. I was just saying that Kamui Kobayashi is in front of the 009. There they are.
Information to the pit lane. Car 5151. Drive-through penalty for unsafe maneuver.
Alessandro Pierguidi, it was determined not giving survival room to the 99 Porsche of Nico Varone. Meanwhile, she's on the outside, becomes the inside. Can she hang on? Fantastic racing from both drivers.
Some force there to manoeuvre Michelle to the outside of turn 1 and then having the line through turn 2, and yeah, that's the gap now, isn't it? I tried super hard to hang out on the outside there. That would have given Michelle the inside for turn 2.
Julian Andlauer will desperately try and make it a Porsche second place as at Le Mans, but again, getting around the Ferrari LMGT3 car. That sort of work for Bourdais. Again, you highlighted the top of the hill there, 6 and 7. So hard to get by the GT traffic. He made a pretty decent fist of it there. And now Andlauer slow up the hill. That's going to see the gap increase, Darren.
That's right. I mean, that's this whole concertina effect with the GT cars. It will go in your favour. Sometimes it will, and other times it won't be in your favour.
Goes the BMW, and that was all about the traffic. It's been like that all day, Darren. Great battles in LMGT3. Peugeot coming back though.
I mean, that all happened with it being sort of boxed in through turn 2 and 3 with the GT car and losing the momentum on the way down to turn 4.
Oh, and he catches him just into turn 7. That's going to slow him right down. Anloa has a clean run through the double right-hander. Drops down the hill, and Bourdais still behind the McLaren. This is it, and still behind the McLaren. It's exactly what you said in your intro to the track 6 hours ago, Darren Turner. That middle sector is a nightmare for getting by slower traffic.
And it's obviously worked in favour for the Porsche through that sector.
Is he going to get close enough here, Darren, to get the run on this run to the line?
This is about the final podium spot. Michelle Gatting or Eduardo Barrichello. She leaves him the outside line again at turn 4.
Compromising the exit there.
Got a bit of speed out of this one now.
Wriggling his way through up the hill into turn 6. The crowd go wild. They're watching it on the big screens. Eduardo Barrichello, the pole man, is up to 3rd place. He's got ahead of Michelle Gatting.
Make sure there isn't an opening. And this all happened from turn 4, going in a bit deep on the brakes, running a bit higher on the curb, and giving Eduardo momentum on the way out.
Little lock up into turn 1 of the Senna S's from the caddy.
And it's the 2 battling cars for 2nd place, dealing with the traffic.
Checkered flag awaits. Norman Nato was away on Formula E duty when Hertz Team Cota won with Porsche in Spa last year. Now he is going to bring it to the flag as Hertz Team Cota become the only team to have won with 2 different marks in Hypercar. Cadillac claim their first World Endurance Championship win, and it looks as though it is going to be a 1-2 for the brand and for the team. Norman Nato, Alex Lynn and Will Stevens claim victory, and Sebastian Bourdais is going to hang on to take 2nd ahead of the Porsche. A 1-2 for Cadillac and Hertz Team Cota. What a result in Brazil.
First victory for me as well in Hypercar. I missed the race last year in Spa when the guy won, so congrats guy. So now I'm really pleased for everyone, for Alex, for all Cadillac, and for Cota. You know, it's a new team. As you saw, like, we did a pretty strong Le Mans, and to keep going and make progress and to be where we are today. Like, so big thanks to his two next to me and to all the team.
In a day of firsts, it's a first World Endurance Championship victory for Lexus as well. Jose Maria Lopez taking the checker in the 87 car with Clement Schmidt and Petru Umbrarescu. A huge result for the Acodis ASP team. They have turned this car from a nightmare into a dream machine. Result of the Rolex 6 Hours of Sao Paulo, a 1-2 for Cadillac Hertz Team Cota. Porsche Penske's number 5 car in 3rd, the only cars remaining on the lead lap. In LMGT3, the first victory in the championship for Lexus and Acodis ASP. TF Sport taking 2nd, Racing Spirit of Le Mans completing the podium ahead of the Iron Dames. Big cheers from the Cadillac crew, a 1-2 result. The stuff of dreams here in Sao Paulo. The Mayor of Sao Paulo presenting the trophies, and a huge Brazilian crowd flooding onto the pit straight to join in the celebrations. Ferrari still leads at the manufacturer standings from Toyota. Porsche and Cadillac gaining ground here today as Ferrari and Toyota both struggled. That is it from the Rolex 6 Hours of Sao Paulo. Fast and frenetic with 2 first-time winners. Good morning and welcome to Texas. It is a damp start of prospect for round 6 of the 2025 FIA World Endurance Championship. Umbrellas up on the grid and not to shelter from the searing Texas sun.
The race has started behind the safety car.
So Simon Pagenaud flags away the field behind the safety car.
The important detail point there, by the way, from Eduardo, is the race has started. This is not formation laps. We're into the race immediately.
So your 1 hour 45 minutes of minimum driver time for a bronze driver or a silver driver starts now, and that's why most of the LMGT3 teams would, all bar one, I think you said, Graham, starting with those bronze drivers. They are quite stiff in construction, but they still need those blocks of tread to move around to give you the grip and to shift the water. You can see the radar in the middle of the screen.
Now, oh, okay, and our first victim is Julian Andlauer, a looping half spin in the number 5 Porsche. Anthony, when you make a mistake like that, can you then move back up the queue of cars behind the safety car?
Not now, because the race has started.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but I have the feeling something is smoking on the inside. Either it's condensed from the AC or...
Yeah, it could be, but we are looking on our side.
Trouble for the 20 BMW. Now, what's that about? That does not look to be a spin. He's just pulling to one side.
There is a red light on, or there is no safety light, it's not green, then the driver is requested to abandon the car.
Right.
We are going red flag. We are going red flag.
So red flag, and that will give the race director and the crew on the grid a chance to shuffle people back to where they probably ought to have been. All right, well, whatever it is, we are green in Texas for the very first time. Phil Hansen leads the field across the line, and Anthony, is probably the only man who's got a half-decent view of where he's going.
Exactly, it's such an advantage to have that clear line of sight as the Proton
Nico
99
Verone
car.
up the inside
Short-lived.
of the 50 car of Nick Nielsen.
And that's the thing with turn 1. It's very inviting to send one down the inside because it's such the track fans out, and that's exactly what happened there. But you run out of room on the exit, and there's the 93 Peugeot still out of position from that earlier pit stop, working his way through the GT cars through turn 2.
But that's massively helped him, that safety car period, hasn't it, to reduce the damage, if you like, from that earlier pit stop.
Off wide, number 15. Alpine into the wall, and that's 007 as well. Tom Gamble just tags the wall. It's 36 that's gone off hard, and that's Fred McAveeky. He's lost the rear end.
Just aquaplaned.
Yeah, just swapped ends on him.
So that's exactly what happened to the Alpine as well. Just that extra bit of rainfall that we had, and there's not much. This is what it looked like on board the Alpine. And the Aston's going off just in front of him, so not really anything he can do. Yeah, there's one thing getting the wet tyres up to temperature in the total wet conditions. There's another thing though, and most of the places will be gained and lost if the track continues to become damp instead of fully wet, because yeah, an overheating tyre in these conditions is going to hemorrhage lap time.
And Phil Hansen over the curbs, and over the curbs here as well. That is just costing him time against Yafei.
Now gets flashed as well, and Collado gets by here.
He's let him go, I think. I think he's let him go at that point.
I think he did have to lift off there, didn't he? So I don't know if that was team orders or not, but yeah.
Grip, maybe the grip's gone away and he's feeling he's having to overdrive to maintain that position.
Change for third, the two United Autosport McLaren, Sebastian Boe, and side by side with Sean Gelael, and right behind them is Rahul Fry in the Iron Dames Porsche. Valentino Rossi on the inside, around the outside, Ricardo Pera. Ooh, and it cuts back to the inside. He's still there. That's brave stuff.
Battle of the Silvers here. Cracking stuff between these two.
Okay, tires are okay. I feel like we are still quite low on tire pressure. I start to have a little bit of instability in the trail braking phase, like 13th.
So good feedback for the team there. Doesn't sound too overly concerned with the tyre wear, as that's
big
a big off there.
From Nico Verone, and he's in the gravel.
As we rode on board with the works car, and actually it almost caught out Vantor as well.
Yeah. 83 is in as well, so that is the next bunch of red-suited mechanics.
And the number 6 from third place. The top 3 on pit lane now.
He's had to go nose in, the car 83. Hansen's nose in, so that's going to cost them even more time as they have to square the car up before they can get on with the rest of the pit stop.
Yeah, that's a good 5 seconds lost, 6 seconds lost, 7 seconds lost, 8 seconds lost. And this is where it all went wrong. Just in front of them, unfortunately, came in the number 21 GT3 Ferrari.
The front got dropped down to the ground, didn't it? So as they were scooting the rear round, the front couldn't be pushed anymore, so that was the problem. They dropped the front too early.
Oh! Crikey.
Yeah, that's the reason why it looked like he was going slowly. Hirakawa spinning in exactly the same part of the circuit, gets going again.
I think he was. I was just about to say, I think that was contact with the GT3 car.
And that's the problem if you find yourself in amongst them.
Sorry, don't know what happened. GT hit from behind.
Looks pretty busy, Anthony, on board.
Yeah, it really, I mean, that's the part of the track where we saw the 99 Porsche spin around before. And
they're all doing 2.19s, so they're within half a second of each other on the last lap.
I think car 7's had a problem.
Huge spin! That's the Cadillac.
That's Bourdais,
isn't it? That's Bourdais, yeah, because it was right in front of the Aston.
This is how it happens. So that's turn 3. Yeah, spins all the way through. Does he hit the barrier? No, I think he just about managed just to stay away from it.
Number 7 Toyota is off for a second time in this lap, Pachito. And is he going to get stuck there? Now, it's not so much heating the tyres at turn 1, but it's going to be heating the brakes, and a lunge from Estre on the inside, really trying to get a run on Alessandro Pierguidi in the lead Ferrari, with Miguel Molina in third. And he's defending against Michael Christensen.
Yeah, look at Kevin Estre, keep an eye on him into turn 1. He's going for it, isn't he? He's sending it down the inside. Pierguidi's not going to give up though. Round the outside he goes. There's contact between the two of them, and Estre gets through. Amazing stuff.
Was that, did Molina just get by? Yes, yeah, he does now, because off has gone Alessandro Pierguidi.
Does he have a puncture?
Come back on. Left front puncture, or is it a loose wheel?
It looks like a puncture, because there was contact, wasn't there, between the two cars.
He is sitting down on that left front.
It won't make sense.
Championship leader.
Yeah, he can't make it through the right-hand corners, can he? Oh. It's because of that contact on the exit. Oh, and he's contacted the 83.
Yep, and through comes the Toyota. Now, that's not for position. The Toyota is a long way back, a lap behind.
I mean, that was a bit of contact there as well. Surely, let's see it from the other view. Yeah.
And there is a little nudge on 51 and 83. Look at the guys immediately scrambling, ready for action. They've literally just sat down. Is this a change for the lead?
Yes, it is.
It is a change for the lead, and it's coming back because here comes Ben Tuck in on around the outside of Marino Sato in the United Autosport McLaren. They are level coming down into the braking area. Who's going to find the grip?
Oh, and massive contact, actually. A bit of the McLaren fell off in that process.
They build them Ford tough in the Mustang business. And he's still going around the outside, Ben Tuck.
Even more contact through turn 13, and that's getting a bit too much, isn't it?
They are slithering around all over the place.
So the Ford hangs on to that position for now, but I wonder if the stewards will be looking into all of that contact there.
The engine was cutting out and now appears to have stopped entirely. Here's Tinknell trying to leave the pits.
Here's the 54 car from the lead in LMGT3. 35 minutes to go, and it's slicks for Ferrari. They have rolled the dice. The 83 car up alongside the Toyota is going to make that position. Robert Kubica picks up one more position to 8th place, chasing for points, chasing for the championship, chasing the 51 car.
But the problem is that he's got there, you would have seen that the driest line is on the outside. He's gone for the inside of 13 and muscles his way through. Van Dorn off circuit. He left the gap open there, didn't he? Left the door open, and that's all that Molina needed. He knew he couldn't get it done in turn 12 because of the wet line on the inside.
Davide Rigon with Sam Bird, a third place finish in GTE Pro in a Ferrari was his best result here. Looks like he's going to end up on the top of the pile. He'll have better braking at the hairpin.
Watch Sato behind, watch Van der Linde behind that.
That was unnecessary though. He didn't need to do that because he would have had the traction on the exit.
And he
gets onto the drier part, and that's where he needed to brake. Job done.
So closing in behind is the orange and black and Marino Sato.
I just thought it was unnecessary at the time. Yeah, actually looking at it from the onboard, it is quite a big contact, isn't it?
The BMW coming through behind. The first of them, Kelvin van der Linde, and Augusto Farfus as well. In fact, we lost van der Linde. Where's he disappeared?
Farfus is 4 seconds.
The final lap. They came up 14 seconds shy at Le Mans. They are not going to come up shy here. Kevin Estre brings the number 6 Porsche Penske Motorsport 963 to the line. They win in Texas. Lone Star Le Mans goes to Porsche Penske Motorsport.
We made it! We made it! What a brilliant drive. You guys, you are unstoppable.
Heading into the setting sun. Dry weather tyres were not used by the winning team, but a lot of courage, confidence and experience was.
This one feels very sweet because we didn't came here this weekend with that expectation, but I think these changeable weather conditions showed that no matter what, let's say, pace we have, that car 6 and PPM we still know how to execute the race, and we did a perfect race, and that's where we get a victory for this year. I'm very happy we have to take that off at least, so no, perfect.
Across the line in LMGT3, it is the 54 Ferrari, Davide Rigon. The gamble on slicks paid off. They had the pace, but a penalty awaits them. 5 seconds for contact with Ben Barker at the hairpin in the closing stages, and that's enough to hand victory instead to the 95 McLaren of Darren Leung, Sean Galeo and Marino Sato, another of the cars that gambled on slicks. Porsche and Ferrari showed great pace throughout the race. The number 6 car winning from number 50, and Peugeot, their best ever team result, 3rd and 4th ahead of the 51 car that extends its championship advantage over number 83. The LMGT3 Slick Gamblers won. United Autosports victorious over Team WRT, with Vista AF Corsa still taking 3rd despite their penalty, and 77 Proton competition, what might have been, they could have won had the race been 5 minutes shorter. A great moment in the sun for Stoffel van Dorn, Loic Duval and Malte Jakobsen. A Peugeot podium. The 50 Ferrari team, Antonio Foca, Miguel Molina and Nick Nielsen finished second. And the winners after a torrid race, Matt Campbell, Lawrence Vantor and Kevin Est. The battle for the manufacturer's honours is still tight. Ferrari leading Porsche, with Cadillac hot on their heels. We have 2 races to go. The season finale in Bahrain, but before that, in just 3 weeks' time, we head to the land of the rising sun. Hello, good morning, and welcome to Fuji Speedway in Japan, the penultimate round of the 2025 FIA World Endurance Championship. 6 hours of Fuji for the 100th FIA WC race. So the Japanese national flag is waved.
It's super tight into the first turn. They're coming from a higher speed than normally other circuits into turn 1 for the first time. So it's really easy to make a mistake.
The safety car will dive for the pits at the last moment. Red lights are on. We are ready to race in Japan. And it's a pretty good clean start. One of the Toyotas not quite running through its grid markings, and that might be a problem for them early on. Sebastian Buemi in the number 8. The 2 Cadillacs fan out, trying to defend against Paul de Resta's Peugeot. Marco Sorensen on the inside being very cautious under braking in the Aston Martin. And Darren Turner, so easy to make a mistake there, but it looks like there's been no contact so far.
On the grid of hypercars, they all gave each other space. You can see as they were trundling down the main start-finish straight, they were conscious about making sure no one's going to trip over each other into turn 1.
New leader in LMGT3 behind, though, Darren Leung into turn 1 on the inside and grabbed that lead from Tony McIntosh.
Seem to remember him being brave at the start a couple of times in turn 1. We had a couple of cars run out wide, Rene Rast, and not sure who was behind him, but there's a move on the inside of the number 5, Antonio Giovinazzi, trying to hang on Julian Andlau going the long way round the outside and cuts across the nose of the Ferrari, takes the place. And this is the start of the race, the two Cadillacs trying to manage the front row control. Worked really well for Will Stevens, Sebastian Bourdais helping out. Little lock up there from the 7 Toyota. And the 007, the Aston Martin Valkyrie. 15 BMW there on the right-hand side. There's the 83.
The one to watch at the moment is this car. The number 6 is on a charge through this field.
Well, he was on the front row, beg pardon, on the second row of the grid. The yellow nose there coming down into turn 1. Ian James on the outside got just shuffled out a little wide, and that allowed the second McLaren that was using the inside channel.
I'll tell you what, I'd like to see a replay of the cars actually starting the race, because he was way behind before they got into turn 1.
54 Thomas Floor got biffed out onto the gravel by the 81 Corvette and dropped way down the order. And here is the McLaren going around. Does he get 2 Astons in one go? Doesn't quite. This was all on lap 1. Took the second position away from number 10 car after it ran wide down there at turn 10. So Tony McIntosh being conservative. 2 Ferraris nose to tail. The second, the Aston Martins, that 007 Harry Tincknell behind Phil Hansen, and he's just been the other Ferrari 50 car, Nick Nielsen, trying to have a go, but the Aston Martin has got long legs on this straight.
The Aston Martin making progress here.
And the second of the Porsche is the number 6 car, Lawrence Vantor, up behind Mike Conway's Toyota. He didn't get through.
15 BMW taking a look up the inside of the...
Whoa, and off into the gravel and back on again very quickly comes the number 6. Through on the inside of the Aston Martin comes the second of the Ferraris, and that is 50 versus 007 Harry Tincknell in the green Aston, and through on the inside.
He certainly went for it at that point, and then obviously Tinks is now coming back. Does look like the Aston's got some good speed on the main straight, but maybe they compromise on the aero and losing a little bit out on the on that sector 3.
But look at the Porsche, number 6 car also going round the outside the 50 car. Can he make it through that tricky turn 1? Going to have to go the long way round as he does. The Ferrari is right with him, still there. The spotter would be screaming at this point, but the Porsche makes it through.
Yes, it does. Challenge for the lead now. This is where it all went wrong last year for McLaren. Down into turn 1 a couple of times. Darren Leung and James Cottingham change positions. Cottingham taking the lead, and that's the slipstream effect. Even with your own teammate, you can draft past them on the straight.
And Ben Keating up to 3rd in that exchange as well, past Tony McIntosh, who I think is driving at this point. Bit of a wiggle there for Ben in the Corvette.
Oh, trouble for that is 007 Harry Tincknell.
That's down at turn 10, I think.
That is at turn 10. I think the brakes may be the least of his issues.
I'm just unlucky. I just don't understand what to do. I went up on the big, but...
He went up on the BB, the brake balance, and there you see it all open up for the Porsche behind. Contact!
Yeah, contact front to rear.
Habsburg hit the back of the number 8 car, and is that a left rear puncture? It is. That is a left rear puncture. Instant puncture from that contact.
Yeah, that was a late move. I don't really think it's an overtaking opportunity, turn 3. Maybe on car from class to class, but actually you really need to have a big overlap.
It's already just got so much understeer behind this car. Play with the bars if you need. Man, maximum slow, maximum speed. I do everything. Yeah, copy.
Well, a spin there from the number 60 Mercedes, the yellow car of Andrew Gilbert, and that split the difference here, and the one who lost out was Loic Duval, got first to the scene of the incident and lost more ground. And Darren Turner, sometimes being the hunter is hard, but being the hunted is often much harder.
Yeah, absolutely. I always prefer to be sort of hunting someone down and using them as the pace, but you can see this is a real drag race down into turn 1 here between the 5 and the Peugeot. That type of scenario that we've just seen into turn 10, very tricky for everyone to be able to navigate through that.
Yeah. And there again, that's where the 60 car spun. You see everybody go, whoa! This is perhaps the best position Di Resta's been in during a race. He looks around the outside, Darren, and that makes it the inside for the next corner. That's a good move.
And now he's got the drive out of turn 11. As he goes up to turn 12, he's made that move happen, and the Ferrari now is getting underneath. So this could be a point where the Cadillac drops down to 4th.
Now, a bit of debris flying up there. I don't think it came off a car, rather from under a car, but the Cadillac struggling for traction up the hill. He's out wide. Giovinazzi giving him absolutely zero room to manoeuvre. He hangs on though, Bourdais, but he's not going to be quick onto the straight, and the Ferrari will be right in the tow. But Antonio Giovinazzi's Ferrari on the inside of Sebastian Bourdais. Bourdais was second at the restart at the end of lap 1 of the fresh race. He is down to 3rd, down to 4th now, and behind. This isn't going to be 2 for the price of 1, but he is going to get by Loic Duval. Loic in that Peugeot, also closing in on the Porsche of Julian Andlauer.
Yep.
And Sorensen, I'm sure, does it. Am I? No.
It's not over yet. There was a bit more of a on the way out.
Car 8, 3-minute stop and go penalty for virtual safety car emergency pit stop infringement.
This is exactly the kind of car he's been waiting for in his career. It's like a great pair of running shoes. This is the 3-minute stop and go for the number 8 car.
Here is Tom Van Rompuy, end of the straight inside Tony McIntosh. And McIntosh lost 3 places halfway through sector 3 and towards the end of sector 1. That was a tough half a lap for him. So he had to take to the grass to get inside the Ferrari, Darren, and then
just lost a little bit on the traction on the way out. But the move into turn 16, that was a really good move.
Big crash for Raffaele Marcello. He's just taken over the number 15 BMW. This is his outlap. He has put it in the wall hard, where he's going around the 99 Porsche and loses it on cold tyres. You see brand new tyres on the right there, so it looks like he had a full set. He did. He's complaining about a brake test from the 99 car. The Porsche came in front of him there and looked like
you've got to do
a stop.
a splash
However,
dash just to get to the line.
Proton are going to retain this lead. It's going to be very close because of the virtual safety car. That is the number 93 Peugeot, and I think Proton are in and out the pits, and they are, and will retain the lead with that pit stop.
Nato in the position, perfectly placed now. He goes to the outside. He's got the overlap.
I'm not sure. I mean, ultimately, unless he can dash across now under braking and block off the Toyota, but the Toyota's got the inside line, so he's just going to try and push him wide on the exit. Like that. So yeah, basically push him wide on the exit. The good thing for the Cadillac, it went way past the gravel.
On board with Nick de Vries, you see the battle under brakes for the lead, going through in turn 10 and running out wide behind the 21 Ferrari. A change for the lead. Jean-Eric Vergne elbowed his way through.
Superb move. I mean, he just jinked out last minute, fired it down the inside, a little bit of contact, both fighting for the same bit of tarmac, but the main thing for Ferrone is he didn't lose any more places. It would have been really easy for him to get a bad drive off turn 11.
Tom Gamble!
Trouble. 99 car turned around. That's a real shame.
Ferrone had sort of bad traction out of turn 11 and just enough room to get the nose of the Ferrari underneath him and then shut the apex.
Oh, and another big lurid spin. That's 27 Harter Racing. And who's that in the dust? That's the 007.
And it's big damage.
And that is out of the race. That is very heavily damaged right front corner.
Straight on the colder tyre.
Yep.
Big handful at that point.
There's
an overtake
and
between the GT cars.
Yeah, he's trying to go down the inside of 27. And the Porsche goes inside him. And he turns in and it spins. Wow. Lots of drama as the 007 on its outlap loses it on cold tyres and takes out 27, the Harter Racing car.
Oh, big twitch for the 92 car, and that's going to mean it's a change for the lead.
No, Rahal does not go past Ricardo Pera, but that is the top 6-7 cars in LMGT3.
Wow.
he almost shut the door, Antonio Fuoco, then thought better of it and remembered what the message had said, and Kevin Estre had a half thought and then went. Consumption these cars in, that's 88, Dennis Olsen in trouble. Is it contact with 81? It is. Right front. 93 and 009 are in. Is it a full 4-tyre change? It is for 93. Everybody is going loaded for bear for the final hour of this race. We have a new race leader, Charles Milesi, in the blue Alpine. Alpine pulled a fast one in the pit lane, literally, by only changing the left side tyres instead of all four. They saved themselves about 10 seconds, and they now lead the race into the final hour.
That was contact. Marco Sorensen, the back of the number 7 Toyota, and mercifully both emerged relatively unscathed.
Tyre now running out wide. Here comes the Porsche on the inside. Finally, is this going to be the change? And it might be. Oh, goodness me. Mikkel Jensen. Splash and dash in the final 5 minutes. 21 Ferrari was the race leader, had taken the points lead as well. Who else needs fuel? Second place still in the balance, as is LMGT3. Alessio Rivera back out on track, but Charlie Eastwood closing fast in the Corvette as the second place Ferrari has had to pit. Onto the straight comes Charles Milesi. The Alpine Endurance team win in Hypercar. It is Alpine who will win the 100th World Endurance Championship race here in Fuji. A phenomenal success for Philippe Signos. And Mikkel Jensen gives Peugeot their best ever race result with second place, a fantastic third place finish from last on the grid from the number 6 Porsche, but 2 French teams on the top 2 steps of the podium. Celebrations and tears from the Alpine team. The first victory for the new Alpine Hypercar. They win race 100.
No words, to be honest. Still unbelievable in a way. It feels like a dream in a way, because after the first stints we were looking quite bad, nearly a lap down, and to have such a great comeback. I think the team did an amazing job. First, the car was good in race pace. Not a lot of degradation on our side, and yeah, the strategy with the focus hill, I think, made us gain a lot of positions. And yeah, I think the last stint was probably the longest of my life.
Across the line first, the 21 Ferrari and LMGT3, but victory going to the 81 Corvette. Charlie Eastwood closing the Ferrari right down, and a 5-second pit stop infringement penalty for the Ferrari dropped them back to second place. So the 81 Corvette is the second TF Sport car to win after 33 claimed a victory in the season opener in Qatar. Well, a podium I'm sure that very few predicted. Peugeot showed pace all through the weekend, and but for that gamble on tyres from Alpine, they could have been on the top step of the podium. But it is the Alpine trio that claim their first win in the Hypercar. And a strong race from the number 6 Porsche crew keep them in the championship hunt, and that keeps the manufacturer's title race open as well. Nothing is decided yet. We go to the 8 hours of Bahrain with all the championships still up for grabs, and with new fever in the 2 French manufacturer camps. Hello and welcome to the Kingdom of Bahrain. The TotalEnergies 8 hours of Bahrain, the season finale for the 2025 FIA World Endurance Championship. Titles up for grabs, and in Hypercar, 3 brands, 1 crown. It will all be decided here.
Yannick, please slow down a little bit, and I take the opportunity to thank you, Yannick, for all you've given to motorsport and especially to endurance. A big thank you from all of us.
We are ready to go racing in Bahrain. Our grid is formed. The leading car pulls into the pit lane. We are about to go green for the TotalEnergies 8 hours of Bahrain. It's a long run to the line and no overtaking before it. Mike Conway on the left of the screen. The Peugeot trying to insert himself straight down the middle. Number 8 already ahead, so Brendan Hartley making a better start. Loic Duval trying to get through there, but it is Toyota 1-2 so far. The Hypercar field has escaped, but a big moment. Snap over the curbs from number 6 Porsche. on the inside of turn 2, Anthony. That's a big curb, and they're 4-5 wide behind.
Yeah, there was almost contact with the BMW in turn 1, and also a little bit, I think, through turn 4 as well, but a real near miss for everyone who was around car number 6 at the start there. And Laurent Vantour doing an exceptional job to hang on to that.
Julian Andlauer in the 5 car right behind the 83 Ferrari. 99 is off. Who else went off there as well? They should have been side by side with the Lexus.
Yeah, it looks like Robin had the jump, didn't he, at the lights, and that was a close one with car 60. Andrew Gilbert getting so close there under the brakes to the Lexus in front.
And the problem there was he should have been beside the Lexus, that yellow Mercedes, and he wasn't, and that then made a problem for his own teammate, Andrew Gilbert in 61. Somebody going across the dirt there. It was the second.
It's the 21 car.
Mustangs.
That's the title
21 as well.
Yeah, one of the McLarens as well, just going a bit wide and lose momentum.
That'll be where Darren Leung dropped to the tail of the field as we rode on board there with the championship leaders.
Side by side here.
15 BMW is the red, white and blue, and the red of Ferrari, that's car number 50, trying to make its way up the order. Not a championship contender, but they must score manufacturers' points to try and give Ferrari the title.
Always a difficult one, like Nilsson did. Pull off that move into the final corner, then you're under attack immediately as Magnussen's back on it, getting a bit of side draft even down towards first corner. Who's going to be the last of the late breakers here? Get the feeling it's going to be Nilsson on the inside, but Magnussen's not going to give this up. Round the outside he goes, gives himself the inside for turn 2 and retakes that position.
The reigning drivers' champions, Porsche number 6, being mugged by the BMWs, and look at the Aston Martin here. This is on the 50 Ferrari, so that Aston Martin 007.
Yeah, it was the aftermath
at the start, didn't it?
It was the aftermath of that overtaking move, brilliant move by Kevin Magnussen that allowed the Aston to slip by as well. Nilsson's got to be sensible here. He knows he's got a fast race car under him today. And he tries to get around the outside. Now, with the Aston, there was a bit of contact, I think. Bit of damage, maybe something flicked up, didn't it?
Yeah.
To have a look down inside, yes. So this time, pops it down. Is Magnussen going to give this one up this time? Locks up the inside front, and that's the move done for Nilsson.
There he is with the red nose, and then the black and the yellow Mercedes, 61 ahead of 60, and a big lock-up from the second Lexus. Petro Umbrarescu allows the Mustang 88 almost to squeeze in.
Oh, and a moment there for the Iron Dames car, 85. Yeah, we're going to take a look here. So it's down in towards turn 11. Oh, she has a look down the inside, and was that contact? But I don't think so, but spins the car to avoid any contact.
So Giovinazzi splitting the Peugeots. So Giovinazzi up to third.
This is how the move was done, down the inside into turn 8.
As we go back to Lynn Herdanius, who's taken over the 61 Mercedes, and that is second place, looking for the lead in LMGT3. He's through. So Lynn Herdanius, the silver driver, first year out of top flight racing. He came in with very little experience into World Endurance this year, and he's leading here in the season finale.
Yeah, that straight line speed serving him well once again for Harry Tincknell, and he's going to have better stopping power as well with that new left front compared to the number 5, but the traffic's in the way. They actually stopped Andlauer going around the outside, or trying to at least defend his position.
Position changes, I think we don't have to lose time with the Ferrari coming quick behind especially. So yeah, so far so good. I think it's not long before he pits, and then as I say, I think the difference will be made towards the end of the race.
On board with Antonio Giovinazzi, and he's attacking Brendan Hartley now. The Ferrari looking to move up to second place. Ferrari looking to seal their first World Championship sports car title since 1972. The drivers weren't born there, most of the engineers weren't even born then, but they are potentially looking at a race win. Change here for third place in LMGT3. Harter Racing's Ian James ahead of Andrew Gilbert. Last time we saw Ian James, he was running wide at turn 1 in fourth place. Interruption of green flag racing, and that's the 54 Ferrari. Is it Thomas Floor back at the wheel?
It is.
And
the two of them side by side, and then they catch the slower car. One goes to the right, one goes to the left. Poor old Thomas Vlord doesn't know where to place his car. I see what each driver of the hypercars is trying to do. Yeah. Oh, he just didn't see the car come around his outside, and oof. So that's a great move around the outside, and he puts himself in a powerful position here on the inside of turn 2. He thinks that Van der Linde's getting squeezed on the inside, and then suddenly his gap's not. For him, it was just the tiniest of touches.
Théo Pourchaire on board in the Peugeot for his first stint in the car. As we go now, wow, Buemi off like a scalded cat, doesn't want to waste any time. The moment he crossed the line, getting Nick de Vries to let him through. And that's so that Alessandro Pierguidi doesn't get a chance to follow him through. So Pierguidi in third, the Aston Martin in fourth is Alex Ribeiro, then Jean-Eric Verne and Théo Pourchaire ahead of Miguel Molina. And Molina has jumped Pourchaire at the restart. So that is the 50 Ferrari. They're all still weaving to try and build heat, because although full speed for the safety car feels quick in the safety car,
but we've seen the strength of the Aston Martin in a straight line. Watch this, once again, just pulls to the inside, and this move should be a pretty straightforward one. More grip, more straight line speed, and Nick de Vries displaced for now.
So number 8 Toyota really under pressure for the lead of the race, and Ribeiro goes through, takes the lead. Wow. Contact between Simon Mann on the inside of the 33 car of Johnny Edgar. Both go around, both rejoin.
The 21, remember, still in championship contention.
Oh, no, too far back, too far back.
Tires are really good. Rear axle feels more stable now. Everything feels fine.
Copy.
Yeah, so like we were saying, the circuit just keeps getting better and better throughout this race. So when you jump back in, or even a driver jumping in for the first time now, you think, wow, this feels better than a free practice session. Closing all the time. He has a look, but he brakes a little bit earlier than Mustang, who runs a little bit wide. That's why it looked like Rossi braked early. He didn't. He was braking in the right place, and through he goes.
This is the lead battle in LMGT3, and the front engine cars are still holding sway. In third place, though, is the 92 Manthey First Form Porsche. Oh, and Clement Schmidt goes a long way around the outside, down into turn 10. That's good if you can do it, and he did. Now Hunkedair throws it up the inside into turn 11, but it's going to leave him slow up the hill, and Farkas comes back.
He's saying, that's P1 for me, mate.
Yes, indeed.
Out the window.
Number 15 BMW, and that does not look entirely correct on the right rear.
I think my tire came off. I can't move anymore.
He has. He's got a right rear puncture. I saw that.
Yeah, is that debris, or is that a broken wheel, a broken suspension? Let's take a look. Right on board. Okay, this might be fun.
Wow. So no traffic involved. He did nothing wrong there at all.
He just set the fastest lap of that car's race as well.
Here comes the 50 car. Nick Nielsen is going to have a tough job getting by Robert Kubica as always. Kubica fights it under braking, but then leaves the door open, opens the steering a little, and Nielsen comes through.
Yeah, with Nielsen...
Not done.
It's not done yet, but in Nielsen's previous pit stops, the last one, they've got 2 right new tyres on their medium, so he'll hang on to this.
Right in front, the potential champions in LMGT3. Richie Leeds trying to keep his nose clean.
My goodness. Oh my god, look at that. I mean,
that's going to be game over.
You don't need luck to win a championship. And this is the fight through turn 12. He's lost the position.
Yeah, Maxime Martin gets his nose in front, but was that the salvation that Jose Maria Lopez needed from 0.6 of a second ahead to 2.6 seconds in front?
In the slipstream, I just about stayed on track and had the inside line into turn 11. Job done.
Okay, allez, we will swap turn 1 next lap. The next turn 1 we swap with 50.
That will change the next time we see it.
A standout performance from Nick de Vries and from the whole Toyota crew. After a wretched season, they finish 1-2, their 11th win in Bahrain, their 9th consecutive. Phenomenal stuff from Toyota Gazoo Racing. But last year's manufacturers' champions cannot repeat. This time it is Ferrari, 3rd and 4th, more than enough points to take the manufacturers' crown. Ferrari are sports car world champions for the first time in 53 years. Alessandro Pierguidi and that man Antonio Giovinazzi, incredibly the first Italians to become the outright world sports car champions. Lexus win in LMGT3. It was close, but Jose Maria Lopez held on. The team's second victory of this season, the first for the 87 car, but the title, teams and drivers for the 92 Manthey First Form Porsche crew. Ryan Hardwick, Ricardo Pera and Richie Leitz, they win Le Mans, they win the championship. Manthey First Form. Manthey took last year's title. Toyota 1-2, Ferrari 3-4-5, the better of the Cadillacs in 6th position. And promising runs from the likes of Peugeot and Aston Martin. A Cody's winning in LMGT3 from the Iron Lynx Mercedes, their best results of the season. And the Harter Racing team completing the podium. Toyota truly are the kings of Bahrain. Ferrari, the manufacturers' champions. Toyota pipping Porsche at the last gasp with Cadillac in 4th place. We have new world champions. Ferrari have swept the titles and they are the manufacturers' champions for the first time since 1972. What a season.